Hello, hello. Surprise. Patricia, my sister, and I are doing an IG Live today for Stress Awareness Day. So it's Stress Awareness Day edition of Estrada Sisters Connect. And I am your co-host, Veronica Estrada. My sister's going to be joining us here shortly. Also, if you notice, we have turned on badges. If you feel like supporting us, buying us a cup of coffee, feel free and buy us a badge. So today we are going to be talking about stress awareness and what can we do to handle stress better, and highlighting some of the personal situations we've been going through. So we're excited to be here live. We love it. So if you have any questions, comments, put them in the chat. And we are excited to be here. So let me bring on my sister. Thanks for being here, everyone. We appreciate you. If you are watching this live or in the future, we so appreciate you tuning in. And remember to go catch up on previous episodes of Estrada Sisters Connect as well. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So season 2 is all about the things that you can do at home to protect your joy. And those are the strategies that we've been sharing. We've been talking about breath work, meditation. We've been talking about, hey, Nikki, been talking about stretching. We're going to be releasing an episode on working out mindfully. So that's coming up. So definitely a solid one. We've also been talking a lot about other tools like saging your place, binaural beats, forest bathing. We're going to be talking about essential oils in an upcoming episode, CBD, and all these other tools and crystals. I have my crystal right here. Because I had a super stressful situation that I'm actually kind of still in right now. So I think it was pertinent to talk about it on Stress Awareness Day. And I still don't see my sister jumping on. So there she is. Alrighty, I'm excited to get this conversation going. Again, my sister, Patricia Estrada, is in Florence, Italy. So follow her. Hello, hello.
Hi, sis. Yay. I gave a lot of background already
Okay,
on the
my bad.
previous episodes, what we're talking about, and that today we're going to be sharing some of our personally stressful situations and how our episodes and all the tools we've been sharing actually do help us deal or find a healthy way to deal with stress and cope with stress, because I'll let
Yes.
you jump right in and take it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. So Veronica will be sharing about her stressful situation soon, I'm sure. It's always good to have like real life examples, right? So in case you guys have been watching our episodes, you can tell that this is a different background. I mean, I usually try to do different backgrounds in my house, but this is like a totally different house. And I'm here because my family, my in-laws, are visiting from Calabria. So everybody meaning my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my sister-in-law, and our nephew are staying in our apartment. And so my husband and I came to stay in his friend's Airbnb. And as you can see, it's a gorgeous place. I mean, brand new, renovated in 2019. My friend Yoselin was the first one to stay here, I think. Yeah, in 2019.
I didn't know. How
It still
cool.
smelled like paint. But anyway, but yeah, so even though I'm in this beautiful place, like I still have like things that are going to stress me out. Like I woke up in the morning the first night we slept here and there was not a coffee machine. I think everyone can relate. Like everyone can relate. Like if you need your coffee in the morning, like I do. Yeah, like anyway, so it all goes back to recognizing how your body reacts to stress, right? And so the more you become attuned to your body and how it reacts to stress, the more you can start to develop healthy coping mechanisms in order to bring yourself back down to reality. because at the end of the day, stress is always like, it's you feel it more because you're starting to get caught up in your thoughts, in those pesky spiraling thoughts that we're always talking about. That's why stress feels so overwhelming and all encompassing, because you start to get caught up in those thoughts, and then your body has physiological reactions, and then the physiological reactions feed the thoughts, and so then it becomes this vicious cycle, and you kind of lose your shit, right? And then you lose your shit either on your boss or on your coworkers or on your siblings or on your partner
or on yourself,
or on yourself, which happens most often. But
because we're with us all the time.
Absolutely. So yes, and so like there's two things, right? There's the outward stress that you're being rude or snapping on other people that are then going to judge you, unfortunately.
Or or you're gonna say some stuff you don't mean to say, right. Or, you know,
and you're gonna hurt somebody, or you're gonna hurt yourself and make the situation worse. So that's 100%. What I have to say for now. That's what I have to say for now, sister. What do you have to say about this?
Oh my God, you guys, we are going on vacation. So grateful, so blessed. Yes. But what I realized about almost 3 hours ago, as I was getting ready to pack, is that I don't have any of my maletas here, any of my big luggage. As you know, I recently moved in with my boyfriend. And so I assumed, I think rightfully so, that I had my bags here, and I started looking for them. And we had this IG live planned. My sister and I, we were like, Stress Awareness Day, we got to talk about it. And then, bitch, I got so stressed out. I got so panicked. I got so mad. Like, my first reaction was just like panic and then get mad at myself, because I was just at our parents' house getting sweaters and boots for the trip, and I could have gotten my maletas from there. That's where they are. And I called. So here's what I did, and I just want to share with y'all and be super transparent. You know, the first thing I did was like, yes, kind of panic, and then ask for help. I called my mom, our mom, right away. And I was like, hey, kind of like fishing for help. And she's like, no, I'm sure they're there, but you just don't know where they are. I was like, I hung up. I was like, okay, whatever. I have to figure this out. I'll just go to TJ Maxx and buy one. So another thing you can do to handle stress is like throw money at the problem. But you can also reach out and ask for help. And then when somebody offers you help, you can accept it. Because then my mom called me back and she said, your dad's going to be there. He can bring you your bag. Don't worry, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. So then I still was in stress response in the shower getting ready for this live. And I was so mad. And then I was like, no, bring it down. And you helped me also. Like, the people you surround yourself help you as well. So make sure your community or the people that are in your circle are going to be the people who bring you down instead of the people who make you feel stupid and are like, wow, I can't believe you weren't ready. That was dumb. Or saying some stuff that's going to be not productive. So then you helped me. You're like, dude, don't panic. Not on Stress Awareness Day. And I'm like, the irony is killing me. But I was like, bitch, you know what to do. And I was in the shower. I started like, okay, control what you can control your attention, right? Like, don't focus on what's out of your control. I noticed my thoughts being so mean to myself. I was like, you're such an idiot. I can't believe you like saying really rude stuff to myself. And I was like, hey, literally had to say out loud, like, hey, stop it. Control what you can control. And manage your time and your attention moving forward, right? So I started doing my makeup again, prepping for this. As I was doing my lashes, I was doing box breathing, right? And we've had an episode on breath work. So go watch the breath work episode. I also grabbed my essential oil that was like calming. I smelled it. I put it on my thing. And then I just took deep breaths. And I just was like, it's okay. You got this. You have excellent coping abilities, which is our affirmations episode. So literally, you guys, please, guys, gals, humans, go watch the previous episodes of the tools we share of what you can do at home, because it really works. And because I practice them when I don't need them, when I needed them, I was able to just pull them out of the toolbox. And it wasn't like, it helped me actually calm down.
Yeah, let me just expand on that. So yes, I want to point out how important it is to practice these things when you don't need them. Because even for myself and for Veronica, who have been practicing these things for a long time now, she for years, me for, I think also years, I can say it.
Yeah.
And it's still hard. Like, we still get caught up in our thoughts and sometimes, you know, lose our shit a little bit. But the important thing is that we're able to notice when we're starting to lose our shit, and then are able to bring ourselves back down. That's why when Veronica said, how your friends that bring you down, normally you want to say friends that build you up. Yes, but in these situations, when you're stressed out, your stress is maximum high, you want your friends to bring you back down to reality and remind you, hey, you're in the exact same situation physically as you are when you're killing it. You know, we have to remember that our lives are lived in the present moment. And if we're in our head, then we're not in the present moment. And like all the things that cause us to freak out are all the things that are happening in our head. Like last night, I was able to, so we were having dinner with my in-laws, and my mother-in-law has to have a surgery that, you know, I'm not surprised. Like we all kind of already knew it was coming. And she says, you know, I'm scared. And I said, okay, why are you scared? You know, like, I'm like, obviously it's normal to be scared, but what part of it scares you, you know? And I started to coach her through it a little bit. It's kind of hard, you know, because she is in her 60s and she is from Southern Italy. And so, you know, think of like, I don't know, I guess like the 50s America, or like current El Salvador, you know. And so it is difficult to help people who are so ingrained in their ways. But she was listening, and I was like, you have to think. I was like, okay, so you're afraid of the anesthesia. You're afraid of not waking up when you go under anesthesia. But what is the alternative to not having this? Like, what is the alternative? You have this surgery or you don't have this surgery. So what would happen if you don't have it? And we went through those things, and how she'll continue to get worse, but the surgery will help her get better. And I'm like, okay, so like she's a faith, you know, a woman of faith. And so I was like, so you have to focus on the fact that you're doing this because you're going to feel better, and you have to know that God has your back, and that you're going to come out alive on the other side, and this is going to be better. I'm like, and you have to pay attention to your thoughts. I'm like, and I gave her some essential oils, and I let her choose the one she wanted. I was like, so when you notice that you're starting to freak out and you can't breathe, you know, because she has like crippling anxiety, and it's, you know, but it's not diagnosed, and they would never go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or anything like that. So it's, you know, I take it as an example. I told my husband, I was like, listen, like, this is what would be our future if we were to not manage our current realities. So, and it's obviously nothing against them at all. They're wonderful people. It's just that they're suffering. You know, we cause our own suffering with our thoughts. So that's
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like what we make situations mean, right? It's like, that's what makes things worse. Like if I make this mistake or this assumption mean that I'm an idiot, I'm ill prepared, how could I do this? Like, then that kind of puts a huge damper on myself. I'm being mean to myself, a damper on the trip, which like you told me, you're like, dude, you're doing something fun. Like, it's okay. Don't stress out about it. It's totally fine, right? So if in my mind I'm beating myself up and being so rude to myself, and I make this mean that I'm an idiot and that I don't know how to travel, which like that's not true, then it sucks. It makes the whole experience suck. But if I treat myself with self-love and compassion and hold my rose quartz, I can make this an experience where it's like, you know what? That was an innocent, honest mistake. Thank God you have your parents who are the ultimate ride or die examples of our lives, which I could cry because they always come through and like save us. But I'm just, I'm so grateful, first of all, that I get to go on this vacation. I'm grateful my parents are helping me. I'm grateful this worked out actually perfectly with timing with my dad. And I'm grateful that you understood me also. And you were like, dude, don't stress, and just help me get my life back in order, you know? And that
I even said,
tools.
do you want to skip the live? And you said, no, I don't, because this is important. So I'm so proud of you for pushing through and for dedicating your time, you know, to this, even though you do have to leave. Or you get to leave. And so, so thank you.
But thanks for acknowledging me. And I think it's important that we know what to do when we're under stress, so that we can continue to honor our commitments and honor those things that really matter to us. Because sometimes when we get stressed out and we get in a panic mode, we start lashing out or saying or shutting down, and we can't even think. And then you look back like 5 days later and you're like, oh dang, like it wasn't really that bad. I could have totally done it if I would have managed my mind. And so that's what we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about here, managing not just your mind but then also your physiology, and how they work in sync, in tandem, to help you live a life that's full of joy despite the stressors that are going to be there no matter what. Like you can have all your dreams coming true and there's going to be stress. Like for example, happiest day of your life, your wedding day. Are you stressed out that day? Yes. Planning for a vacation. Are you stressed out? Yes, it's good stress, but you're stressed, right? Giving the biggest presentation of your life in front of all the executives. Stressful time? Yes, but also you wanted this. Like this is your dreams coming true. So like there's always stress. So this is why we created, season 2, sharing all the things that you can do at home and for free to train your mind, train your nervous system, and again, live a joyful, well-lived life.
Absolutely. That's the point. That's the goal. My number one goal in life is to live a joyful life. Nothing else is more important than that. And joy, I mean, goal number 2 is to build generational wealth. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that money doesn't have to come into play, but above all is joy. And so
Yeah.
that's why Veronica and I are having these conversations, because we truly believe that by honing in on your own mental health, on cultivating good mental health, that's what will allow you to then cultivate joy,
Yeah.
and be able to not only cultivate your own joy, but to spread those seeds like a dandelion,
Oh.
because you're going to influence the people around you. My friend Nick just came to visit me. I had just gone, the one I went to Milan with. You can watch the reel, the poorly made reel on my on my page, when I went to see him in Milan, and he's going through a breakup right now. I'm not sure if that's public knowledge, but I'm sorry. The point is that, he's dealing with heartbreak, and that's a really, really tough time in his life, but he's grown, and he's constantly telling me, like, thank you so much, like, for encouraging me, for inspiring me. Like, he does his stretches, he's doing his breathing, he's looking into other options for asking for help as well. So,
Yeah.
it's, you influence the people that you love, and they appreciate you for it, because they recognize that you were there for them when they weren't even there for themselves. So I
Yeah,
think that's
that's
all, right?
huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. And just to touch on, Patricia, for those of you who are just joining, thank you so much. And if you're watching this in the future, thank you again. Share it, tag your friends. But what you said is so important, right? Goal number 1 is to live a joyful life. Goal number 2 is building generational wealth. And sometimes those two don't go hand in hand, but just
Mm-hmm.
a joyful existence is the goal, because then the journey of building generational wealth is one that's full of joy and isn't so stressful and angry and full of what usually comes with making a lot of money and making so much money that you leave some for the generations to come, right? That's usually like a very stressful, high anxiety sort of thing where you're working yourself to the bone, and it can be bad. It can be a
I don't want
negative
to do
spirit.
that. I
Yeah.
don't want to work
So
myself to the bone.
we want the destination feels like the journey. So if on the journey we can be kind to ourselves, we can be loving to ourselves and to those in our life, then the destination is going to be that much sweeter. It's also going to be full of joy and pleasure and happiness. But on the other
Mm-hmm.
side, conversely, if on the journey to be getting generational wealth, you're unavailable, you don't build relationships with your friends and family, you drink yourself to sleep, you are just stressed out, you're angry because you're doing the most at work, the destination, guess how it's going to feel? It's going to feel like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
who's going to be surrounding you
Mm-hmm.
celebrating it, right? So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
very wise, sister, to do it the way that you're doing it and I'm doing it. And here we go. And we're here again to continue sharing our stories and experiences to
Absolutely.
show you that it's possible and we
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah, you got this, you just have to tune into your body and to your mind, and know that you are more powerful than your thoughts, even though they feel like, if you've never done it before, it might feel overwhelming, but baby steps, man, baby steps. And all the episodes that we have shared have different tactics, because not everything works for everyone, and not everyone is ready to try one thing, and maybe years down the line they try it. And so, you know, like journaling is one that comes to mind, you know, and even meditation is the one that comes to mind. So we've shared episodes on both of those things, and also the episode on tools. I'm not sure if it's part 1 or part 2. Part 2 is coming next week. I don't remember where the essential oils are mentioned, but you know, so just check
Part
out
2 next week.
check those things out if you're confused as to where to start. We talk about these things in a very candid way, in a very relaxed way, and there's zero judgment, because we used to be just like you. So yeah, that's all.
Yay.
Thank you so
Okay,
much,
y'all, we
sister.
are gonna close. Yeah, we're gonna close out this episode. Thank you so much.
Technical wrap us up. Again, watch the past episodes, and let us know what you think. And we're here to be of service. And thank y'all for joining us. Sending you so much love. Signing off, Estrada Sisters Connect, Patricia and Veronica Estrada. Ciao.